Yes, guys, welcome to a brand new live stream. My name is Conan, and today I'm going to be discussing why you do not need to be doing any cardio in order to lose body fat. Now, I think most guys think that they need to live on a treadmill in order to burn body fat, but the truth is, cardio isn't the reason why people get lean. Movement is. And a difference between the two could be the reason your fat loss has completely stalled. So I have helped hundreds of busy men and women too lose 30 to 50 pounds, and most of them did not step on a treadmill once. Yes, that is correct. No HIIT workouts, no endless miles on the Stairmaster, no endless miles on a cardio machine, the treadmill, that dreaded treadmill machine. Just smart training, structured nutrition, and a simple daily step goal. So by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why cardio isn't necessary for fat loss, how your body actually burns calories, and how tracking your steps is a far more powerful tool, fat loss tool, than doing hours of cardio every single week. So we're going to break this down into 3 different sections just to compartmentalize everything for you guys. So make sure you have your pen, notepad ready. Take some notes because, we're going to be citing some studies here. We're going to be going into depth, in the weeds. So make sure you pay close attention. Because like I said, the 3 parts we'll be going to be breaking down are going to be number 1, how fat loss actually works and where cardio actually fits into that. Number 2, why NEAT, which stands for your non-exercise activity thermogenesis, matters a whole lot more, and also how to use step tracking and resistance training for sustainable results. So let's start with number 1, how fat loss actually works. So let's just start very, very simple. Let's start with the basics. Fat loss is not about cardio. It is simply about creating a calorie deficit. All that really means is that you're burning more energy than you consume, right? It's like you're burning more energy than you put into your body through eating food. It is that simple. Now, there are 4 key components of your daily energy expenditure, right? It's called your TDEE, or total daily energy expenditure. So the first one is BMR. You guys have probably heard this term before. It stands for your basal metabolic rate, which accounts for around 60 to 70% of your total calorie burn, which is quite hefty. The second one is TEF. That stands for the thermic effect of food, which accounts for around 10% of your total calorie burn. So that simply means like whenever you consume food, as your body digests through it, your body requires calories. It actually burns calories to digest the calories, which is quite funny. It's not a huge thing. It's only 10%, but yeah, your body still burns a bit of calories consuming food, but nothing to offsets the amount of food you're actually eating. And then number 3 is EAT, which stands for your exercise activity thermogenesis. So these are the actual workouts that you actually consider as actual exercise. So this could include your actual gym workouts, your actual cardio sessions, something that you formally view as actual exercise. And then the last one, which I would say is the most underrated one that a lot of people neglect and don't take into consideration, and that is your NEAT, which stands for your non-exercise activity thermogenesis. Now, this is all of the unconscious daily movements you do throughout the day without you even really noticing it or realizing it a whole lot, right? So this could include your daily steps. This could include fidgeting. This could include you standing, you cleaning, you doing the chores, you doing the dishes, you doing the laundry, you doing your grocery shopping. Me right now, as I'm talking to you guys, I am talking, I am moving my hands, I'm fidgeting around, I am moving my body, and I would never consider this as actual exercise. I'm not going to go on my notepad right here in my workout log and say, okay, I did 4 sets of 10 reps of hand movements during my live call, right? And then next week I'm going to do 5 sets of 11 reps and progressively overload from that. No, that's nonsense, right? You log your workouts in the gym. You don't log the movements you do throughout the day, the random movements, right? But like I said, all these small little habits that you do, all these small little things that you don't consider as actual exercise can actually add up to burning a whole lot more calories throughout the day, which can help you burn hundreds, if not thousands of extra calories throughout the week as well, which can certainly help you burn more calories and therefore put you in a calorie deficit for fat loss to actually occur, which is quite fun, right? So most people obsess over their EAT, so their exercise activity thermogenesis, the 1 hour they spend on working out, but completely ignore their needs, like I said, right? Which can account for around 15 all the way up to 30% of your total calorie burn. So up to 30% of your total calorie burn can come down to literally you just living life, you taking your dog for a walk, you doing the grocery shopping, you doing the chores, you doing the dishes, right? So studies have also actually found that needs can vary by more than 2,000 calories per day between people of the same size, purely based on movement habits and not their actual workouts. Now, here's what that means. Someone who walks 10,000 steps daily can easily burn 400 to 600 more calories than someone who doesn't by simply just increasing your daily step count. That's an extra 500 calories burn on average. And that is without doing a single minute of like actual cardio on a treadmill or on the Stairmaster or on the elliptical, right? And that'll lead me on to point number 2, which is why cardio alone does not work. Now, don't get me wrong here, guys. Cardio has amazing benefits. I'm a huge proponent of cardio. I have played sports all my life. I played soccer, basketball, tennis, hockey, like most of my childhood, teenage, 20s as well. I've been doing cardio pretty much all my life, right? In the form of sports. I've ran 3 marathons, so clearly I'm a pretty good runner. My last marathon was actually a month ago where I had a sub 3:15 marathon, so absolutely crushed it. I do a bunch of cardio, right, based on my goals. But I am also very aware that it is not required in order to lose body fat. But yeah, like I said, cardio benefits and improves your heart health, great for your endurance, great for your recovery. But strictly, if your goal is fat loss, it is a very inefficient tool. And now here's why. Your body adopts quite well and quite quickly to cardio. So studies show that as you do more cardio, your metabolism actually compensates by lowering energy output elsewhere. Now, this is called the constrained energy model. So research found that people who do high amounts of exercise actually burn the same total calories as those who do moderate amounts of cardio. And the reason why is because your needs, which once again, your non-exercise activity thermogenesis, naturally just drops as you do more cardio to compensate for that added cardio, right? So you subconsciously move less. Let's say I just finished doing a grueling cardio workout, right? And I were to hop on this live stream with you guys. I will probably not be moving my hands as much. I will not be as energetic probably, right? Because I'd be so tired from the cardio that I did earlier, where my body would now compensate by subconsciously moving less. And it may not seem like a huge deal, but over time, right, like it can all kind of equal out. And that cardio I did in the morning now kind of offsets the non-needs that I did afterwards, if that makes sense, right? So if you run for 30 minutes in the morning, you might sit more for the rest of the day, right? Because you just did a cardio, it's super taxing, you're super tired, right? So you'll maybe park closer to the grocery store. You'll take fewer steps throughout the day and maybe just fidget less. Instead of doing a live call with your hands moving around, you're doing a live call like this and you're really boring and you're really monotone and you're not exciting. And yeah, you're kind of like this brainless kind of person who just sits on a computer screen with no excitement. Whereas right now I'm like super pumped up, I'm hyped up, I got you guys on a live call, I'm teaching you guys a lesson, I'm like super passionate about this, and yeah, I'm kind of burning calories, right? Because my needs is higher, right? So why you think you earned that 400 calorie run? Your body just offset it by burning 400 fewer calories later on throughout the day. And on top of that too, when you do more cardio, your appetite goes up. I'm not sure if you guys have experienced this, but like after you're like done playing a sport, or doing like a really long run or just an intense hike, whatever it may be, your hunger just skyrockets, right? Especially like during those long or intense sessions. So without tracking food, it is very easy to eat back more than you burned, essentially, as well, right? Wiping out the deficit entirely. And so that is why you see so many guys slagging away on a treadmill, on the elliptical, every single morning, only to look the exact same 3 months later. Like I go to my gym every single morning to do my morning cardio, actually, and I just see the same people, right? And they're just doing the same cardio, and they just look the exact same, right? And they're just like, they think they're doing well. Like, and once again, like if your main goal for doing cardio is just to feel good, like once again, it has amazing health benefits, great for your cardiovascular health, great for your lungs, great for your just heart health too. But if you're doing it strictly to lose body fat and you're not losing body fat, it begs the question, why are you doing it, right? So let's move on to point number 3, why tracking your steps is superior and also a lot more sustainable. So this is where the step tracker, what I'm wearing on my wristband right over here, comes in handy. A step tracker actually measures your needs, not just your workouts, but your overall daily movements. So when you focus on hitting, let's say, 8 to 12,000 steps every single day, you keep your calorie burn elevated all day long, right? There's no guesswork. There's no like, oh, I did a 30-minute workout, but how active was I throughout the day? Like, no, none of that guesswork, none of that crap. If you know what your step count is, you know exactly how many calories you burn throughout the day, right? That is hundreds of extra calories every single day without the fatigue or recovery demands of actual cardio. Because I don't know about you, but like whenever I take my dog for a walk, I don't have a dog right now, but when I used to live at home, when I took my dog for a walk, or whenever I just did the chores or did the dishes or did my grocery shop, like I didn't leave that feeling drained or feeling lethargic or feeling like, oh, this is so tiring. Like, no, I just did it. And it's like part of life, right? Like doing all these things is just part of your daily activity, right? So increasing your needs, your non-exercise activity thermogenesis can actually lower stress on your body. And what's so amazing about this too, especially if you're like a hardcore lifter and you would still want to be burning calories. So you actually see oftentimes pro bodybuilders take this approach, especially nowadays as the science is coming out. It doesn't interfere with your actual weightlifting sessions or recovery, right? And it can be done anywhere at any time with anyone as well, right? With your family. You can do it while taking a call. You can do it while traveling, right? Whenever I take a phone call with someone, instead of me sitting down and just like talking to someone, I'm like, yo, what's up? Talking to the person, let me just walk around, let me pace around, maybe around my kitchen, or let me just go around the park, get some fresh air while I do my walk, right? So whenever I take a meeting, I try to turn it into a walking meeting. Whenever I'm traveling, instead of me like, especially if I arrive to the airport early or something, instead of me sitting down for 2 hours just on my phone, just mindlessly scrolling, I'm like, okay, how can I make this a bit more productive? Okay, let me just walk around the airport, right? And especially if you got two of your bags holding on next to you, it's like, that's a pretty solid, it's almost like wearing a weighted vest, right? You're getting in your steps while killing time while you're waiting for the plane to basically take off, right? And then, yeah, just all throughout the day, like just ask yourself this question: could I be burning calories right now? Could I be more active right now? So instead of you just waiting around, sitting, doing nothing, maybe just like combine that with just walking, right? Maybe just walk around. If you get to the doctor appointments, maybe 15, 20 minutes early, instead of waiting in the waiting room, just walk around outside, walk around the parking lot, right? Instead of just doing all these like lazy things, just ask yourself this question: can I be a bit less lazy during this situation, right? So all of this to say, this is why I myself track my daily steps, but also why every single client inside of the Barbarian Squad, our online coaching program, tracks their steps as well. Because when we analyze their program, when we do their check-ins every single week, there's no guesswork, right? Like it's really difficult for me to analyze what you did outside of the cardio session or outside of the gym. But now, because we have them keep track of their daily steps, we know exactly what their total daily calorie burn is. So there's no guesswork, and it makes our life a lot easier to coach them, and they therefore actually see a lot better results, right? So I would definitely say this, that keeping track of your daily steps, having one of these step trackers, and once again, you don't need something super fancy either. Like you can get one of these super cheap ones. I know most, like you can get like an Apple Watch, you can get like the lower version, or you can get like a Fitbit. I got mine literally 5 years ago for my birthday, and I think my dad paid like $50 for this basically, right? And I've had it for 4 or 5 years now. It's waterproof. It's super durable. I only charge it maybe once every 2 or 3 weeks or so. And all I really use it is to keep track of my daily steps. Like, once again, you don't need anything fancy. And if you insist on like not getting one of these, you can use your phone as well. Most phones have like in-app step trackers, so you can literally keep track of your daily steps while having your phone in your pocket. The only issue with having your phone is that you do kind of need it on you at all times, which can at times get a bit annoying, especially if you forget to bring it everywhere you go. But I mean, yeah, it is 2025. Most people have their phones on them at all times, wherever they go, right? But like I said, I will definitely tell you that this is the most underrated fat loss lever that there possibly is, period. So before I end this live call, let me show you guys some actual case studies from the clients that we've been working with, just to showcase what is actually possible. So first, Ryan, our first client I want to shout out is our client Reagan. So when Reagan first joined, he had like this really hardcore mindset where he was doing like 45 minutes, high intensity interval training, HIIT workouts, 5 days a week, but he wasn't losing any weight. And he just ended up feeling really fatigued. His joints started aching, and it would actually interfere with his actual weight training workouts, right? Like after he did like a morning HIIT workout, he would feel super drained throughout the day. And then he was literally dreading his actual leg workouts later on in the evening, right? And he wasn't losing any fat, which is the entire point of him actually doing the HIIT workouts. So when he joined the program, guess what we did? We actually cut cardio out completely, entirely, and replaced it with just 8,000 steps every single day and structured weight training. And now within 8 weeks, he dropped 18 pounds of fat eating more food and actually training less, which is like, sounds so crazy, but that kind of goes to show you if you just keep track of your steps, because he's probably burning a lot more calories now keeping track of his daily steps than he did during that high intensity 45 minutes HIIT workout in the morning, but then being super sedentary for the rest of the day, right? And with my second client here, Jeff, he worked 10-hour days and thought cardio was his only option, right? But then when he joined, we focused on his steps, right? Keeping track of his daily steps, meal structure, so making sure that he had structured meals, more importantly, hitting his calories and macros for the day, and a couple home body workouts. So he actually he didn't have a gym membership either, right? Which I think a lot of people think that, oh, in order for me to get in shape, I need a gym membership. I need to have access to the treadmill. I need to have access to the weights, to the machines. But literally, Jeff lost 55 pounds without ever stepping foot in the gym. All simply, and I'll be honest with you guys, the biggest needle movers for him was literally just high step counts and calorie deficits, aka tracking his food, hitting his protein goals, and just like dialing in his nutrition. Those were the two biggest things. Now, of course, we did do some workouts just from the comfort of his own home, where we did some body weight exercises, just where we could really like master the fundamentals, master using his own body weight. So we did some, body weight squats, some push-ups. We made them harder over time by adding more reps, more sets, slowing down the eccentric, all these things. But yeah, lost 55 pounds without ever stepping foot in the gym. He did most of his walks outside. I think eventually he did get a walking pad, which is super beneficial. So he literally had a walking pad while he could do his work on top, which is pretty cool. So yeah, like I said, just daily walks and a couple home workouts a week. So here's my closing message to you guys. You do not need to do cardio to lose fat. Hopefully I made my points clear in this live call. And I'll just tell you this right now. I haven't really publicly announced this much. Maybe I think once in my Instagram, but I'm currently prepping for a bodybuilding show. So I competed twice before, once in 2021, and then once actually this past year in January. And when I did my bodybuilding show this past year in January, my friend and I actually qualified for a natural pro show. So that'll be coming up in less than 2 weeks from now, which is super exciting. But I'll just tell you guys this right now. I've not done a single form of strict form of cardio on a treadmill, elliptical, Stairmaster throughout this entire process. I am single digit body fat percentage right now. I could just take off my shirts. I'm not sure how good the lighting is here, but yeah, we're very, very lean. And this all simply just came down to me obviously honing in on my nutrition, right? Making sure that I'm in a calorie deficit every single day. And then just keeping track of my daily steps, and obviously combining that with proper recovery, proper sleep, right? All these things, high protein diets, resistance training, making sure that I still push it in the gym. I was able to, lose 1 or 2 pounds a week every single week for the past couple of months since I've been prepping without really doing any strict form of cardio. And it just seems so effortless, honestly. I love walking, right? And I combine walking with listening to a podcast or texting my friends or taking a phone call or just something, right? So I'm living proof that you don't need to do cardio. My clients are living proof you don't need to do cardio. But what you do need is a system that actually keeps your body moving, keeps your food structured, and your energy consistent. Those are the most important things. And so if you're done watching this right now and you want help losing your next 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 pounds, I have one of my clients who lost over 100 pounds, like all of my other clients did, without sacrificing your time or lifestyle. What you can go ahead and do is book a free consultation call with me down below, where we'll essentially do 3 things. Number 1, we'll go over your current goals, right? See how much weight you want to lose, how much muscle you want to gain, all these things. Number 2, we'll go over your current struggles. So we'll see exactly what your current bottleneck is and what is holding you back right now, whether it's lack of time, lack of knowledge, lack of accountability, lack of structure, lack of all these things, right? And then thirdly, we'll come up with a game plan together to help you absolutely crush them in the next 3 to 6 months. So if that sounds good to you, you can schedule your call down below. Any other questions for me, just let me know, and I'll see y'all soon. Peace.